All right, here we go. We're gonna do a layered bob. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is establish the outline of this haircut. You can see we're taking a couple inches off the bottom. Well, maybe not quite a couple inches, but we're taking a little bit off the bottom to establish a new shorter length. So yeah, maybe it's about a couple inches. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bob outline just about the jaw length and bring up the layering as well to lighten it up. My model's got thick, healthy hair, so it's very very heavy. And so by bringing up the outline, which brings up the length, and bringing up the layers, which brings up the volume, we will be able to get a lighter look on this on this layered bob. So you can see I've got a center section straight down the middle of the back with two A-line sections, one on each side. And I am now establishing the very first guide for the rest of the outline for the rest of the haircut. I will continue to take A-line sections as I work my way. Okay, you can see work my way up the head, and right there I'm taking another A-line section, clipping that away, and I'm combing this section down, and you can see this section underneath, which is my guide. Now I know how short to cut this section by always using the guide underneath, the previous section I should say, which is the guide underneath. In this case, you'll know how short to take the current section. So I'm gonna work my way up the head, cutting both the right side and the left side, and once we have completed cutting in the outline, I will then cut in the layers. Alright, so now that I've completed cutting the outline on the right side, I'm going to do the exact same thing here on the left side. You can see I've taken another A-line section. As I comb it down, you can see the guide underneath. This will tell me how short to cut the current section, just like the other side. And once I've completed cutting the outline on the left side, we will then address the layering. Alright, so now it is time to cut the layers. You can see I've got a center section in the middle of the back, and I'm combing that section straight back, and I am cutting the guide for the rest of the layers, I should say for all of the layers, for the rest of this haircut. So I am taking the layers a little bit shorter. I cut them down, looked down as they fell, realized they were still too long, and now I'm ready to go. You can see I'm taking a section to the left of that very first section, using that very first section, which is the previous section, as my guide to know how short to cut this section. And I'm going to work my way on the left side, cutting all of the layers, taking sections, over-directing them to the previous section so I know how short to cut each section. Once I've completed that, then we will do the layering on the right side. Alright, so now that we've done the layering on the left side, it is now time to do the layering on the right side. So you can see I've taken a section right there, over-directing it to that very first middle section, which is the guide for all of the layering for all of the haircut. And then from there, I will continue taking sections to the right, but only over-directing to the previous section. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is I'm cutting some frame the face layering to lighten up the front so that the front is not so heavy. So it's easier to kind of push back off the face and lighten and give volume to the front of the haircut. Alright, so I did the frame the face layering on the left side. You can see I'm going to do it right here on the right side as well. I'm taking the section, combing it down, and just taking my scissors and cutting in those frame the face layers right there through my fingers. And once I've completed this, we can blow dry and wrap up the haircut. Alright, we've come to the end of this haircut. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out those layers, how it gives it fullness, gives it body, gives it volume. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, put them down in that comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. As always, I want to thank you so very much again for watching.